So initially, I wanted to give you guys spring training because I thought maybe we had some position battles given some of the players we ended up signing. As you can see, Zach Gallen is our new ace on the staff. Signed him to a 3-year, like $82 million deal. Coming off a solid 2026. I felt like we needed a pitcher that at least could be an anchor. He may not be the same pitcher he was a couple years ago, but I think he will hold us down and at least give us some sort of confidence going into the start of any series, or at least every 5 days. His ERA about league average and has gotten a bit better. I'm hoping he can get it closer to the lower fours. Clark Schmidt is another pitcher we found in the Rule 5 draft. Yes, he was a part of the Yankees. Did not pitch in the majors at all last season. Figured why not take a shot on him, just because I don't feel like our minor league pitchers, your Tink Hences, your Tekoa Robys, your Angelo Sinjays, I don't feel like they're quite ready yet, but they are close. Kyle Lee comes back for what is like his 5th season. He's getting better here and there. Not much of a strikeout guy. Gives up the long ball, maybe a little bit more than we may like. Michael McGreevy, though, is going to be either our 5th starter or our long reliever, just because I feel like he can get better, but I feel like he needs to, get his reps in the middle of the game as opposed to in the beginning. Ryan Fernandez is a reliever we are bringing up. Actually, he's already been up here. Gordon Graceffo does not give up the long ball, and we definitely need that in our pen, especially at home. I don't want to be giving up, blasts in Bush. John Schreiber is going to get an opportunity with us at the major leagues as well. Now, granted, he has already played for several teams, played for Kansas City, a little bit of time in Boston, Detroit as well. So he's used to playing in large ballparks. Zach Thompson, a highly clutch lefty reliever. Not a loogie guy, but I do like the fact that, he's very much clutch. He can pitch to righties a little bit and to lefties, but I need him to be able to come in there as a setup man and get the job done. We also signed Alex Vesia in the offseason, taking him away from the now 3-time defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers, as he got rings every single year he was, there, at least of the last 3. Riley O'Brien is going to be more of our loogie guy, does match up well against lefties, better than he does righties. He's fine against righties, but he's not our closer, even though, like, in the base roster, Matt Swanson is our closer. Phenomenal against both sides of the plate. Did have 38 saves and a even better ERA than his first year, 2025, and we hope it at least continues to at least like a 2.5 ERA. I'm not expecting him to be under 2 again. But we did sign him to a extension, probably a very, very team-friendly deal of about $16-17 million. And here's the offensive lineup. I know, it looks very similar to last year because it's basically the same as last year. The newest acquisition being Jake McCarthy, signed in free agency. Jacob Berry, taken in the Rule 5 draft. Alec Thomas, also signed in free agency, probably for a lot more than I probably should have paid for him, but I do want another outfielder for us, as Jordan Walker's not really an outfielder, and Ivan Herrera is kind of a catcher by position only and is really more of a DH, so we have a real issue there. Maybe we'll address at another point in time. Angelo Sinjay, as mentioned, will start in Triple-A this year. Much or a little better against lefties than he is righties, but I think he's right there. We may end up calling him up early. Tink Hence, also another pitcher that we should be on the lookout for. So we'll take more of a look at the minors this year than we did in year 1. Hunter Dobbins also has an opportunity to become one of our back-end starters. Tommy Troy, who we traded Lars Nootbaar for. Again, we have a couple of players, like about 6 or 7 players that are very close to the major league roster. Same thing with JJ Weatherholt. I need him to get better with that bat. He is 24 years old. Once you get to about 25, 26, if you haven't figured it out, I'm probably going to trade him, and I'm just going to keep it 100 with y'all. As you can see, we are projected 69 wins, which ain't very nice. But we will start off our 2027 campaign against a team that went toe-to-toe with the three-time defending champs in the NLCS in the Philadelphia Phillies. A very much contender team, still a formidable team to deal with, even though they did lose to the Dodgers. We are projected to finish last in our division. Really shouldn't be too surprising. We don't really have offensive talent. We've got some pitching, so we can be more middle of the pack-ish. Hopefully 69 wins doesn't get us another, I don't know, top pick again. Even though I know that this is a rebuild, I don't want to be in the lottery. Especially if you saw the offseason, and you'll see why I do that. Like where we landed. Zach Gallen going to get the opening day start. 16-10 last year, 182 pitches, which in today's age is a workhorse, I guess. I'm 36 years old, and I remember pitchers going well over 200 innings back in my childhood. Nonetheless, we take what we got. We will face the Philadelphia Phillies, and they will lead off with Brandon Marsh. Zach Gallen, full Busch Stadium. Let's get this season underway, and Gallen starts off with a fastball high and inside for strike number one. Now ahead 0-2. And Marsh will be the first strikeout victim this season from Zach Gallen. If you take a look at the rest of the lineup, you pretty much know what it is. Harper, Schwarber, the newly acquired Eugenio Suarez, the most annoying player in MLB to show history, and I mean it, Trey Turner, Bryson Stott, JT Realmuto, Adolis Garcia, and Justin Crawford. Harper only 5 hits away from 2,000, and honestly, with these regular season numbers he put up last year, I thought he was going to win the NL MVP running away. The player who did win the NL MVP last year is actually a free agent and a former Cardinal, that being Marcell Ozuna, 36 years old, put up a 42 homer, 109 RBI, 303, 395, 543 season. And here comes Kyle Schwarber looking to make his slugging percentage 4,000 as he sends one deep, the first long ball of the year for the most recently re-signed in real life Kyle Schwarber. But yeah, Schwarber, as of the time of this recording, as there are several more games in this episode, 36 years old. He's not signed at all. Still very much a power threat. Do we just sign him to bring him back? Give us a bop threat? I mean, that might be a possibility just because Jordan Walker is probably not going to cut it in right field, and you don't really have the outfielders in the minors in which to, call somebody up. I mean, we can give some guys a chance, but Osuna probably wouldn't cost much, as what do the rumors state? Mr. Osuna is asking for $6.5 million a year. It's not like we don't have the money, as Jordan Walker unfortunately strikes out as we speak of the devil. And here is the lineup as mentioned. Now we are facing a lefty, so this is why it looks so odd, so to speak. Gorman, Herrera, Wynn, Sagasi, McCarthy, Jacob Berry making his major league debut, Alec Thomas, and Victor Scott playing left field against lefties. He'll play center against righties. Nolan Gorman, hopefully he's putting up similar, power numbers as last year, but we need to get that batting average up. But starts off his season punching out to Christopher Sanchez's sinker. Herrera working on a 10-game hitting streak, one of the few bright spots in the Cardinal offense last year. Will not be a bright spot to start the first. Jump ahead. JT Realmuto, the long-time Philly, sends this one to right center. And man, that is Jake McCarthy with his 99 speed able to hustle it down, saving a double. Oh, bouncer right past Gorman in third base. Adolis Garcia, acquired on a one-year deal, gets on to start the third. And then Crawford will strike out, scoring on a four-seamer on the outside corner only down his third strikeout, but it's a pretty good pace. We like to see one strikeout an inning at least from our ace. Connor on the inside corner. Brandon Marsh sat down as well. Now Bryce Harper looking to sort of avenge that MVP-esque season last year. Still sitting on, what is it, 2 at this point? I believe, yeah, he should be sitting on 2. I believe 2019 and 2022. Now, if you look that up on StatHead, I should have known this by now. You would think I would know the opponents. Shout-outs to Jacob Berry picking up his first base hit, and there goes first base coach Stubby Clapp, real life first base coach and former Cardinal. Played 23 games for the 01 Cardinals. Albert Pujols, I want to say second year, not his rookie year. And Alec Thomas swings and misses at a high slider. I'm expecting Thomas to really help us out, offensively, in the sense that, well, we kind of just need some more decent outfielders though he strikes out in his first 30 minutes. Next is Victor Scott, bouncer to first. Harper goes to Turner. Turner can't spin fast enough to make the throw. That is only 1 out. So Jordan Walker with an opportunity to bring said runner at first, hopefully to third, so we can turn the lineup. Well, actually, the lineup's already turned over. What am I talking about? I forgot. He's a leadoff hitter against lefties, and he's going to slap one in the right field off the circle change. Whoa, almost gets thrown out at first. Walker almost literally walking. Gorman 2-2. Swing and a miss. Can't connect on the high sinker. Strike number 3. As Gallen tosses a circle change, and that's going to be a walk. I mean, probably didn't want to give up the long ball throw, short, or anything really hittable. Jump ahead. Turner is going to plop one down in right field. Runner coming around from first, going to third. The throw to Gorman, and he is dead to rights out of here. Schwarber, what the hell were you thinking? You are not fast. Just use your power, and that's about it. Gorman is going to smack one in the left field for a single. We'll start off the bottom half of the 4th, and Mason Green bounces it up the middle. Stott, diving Stott, tosses it. Turner tries to turn around fast enough. Can't get it to first in time. Fielder's choice. Segazy, who is like borderline, almost not our starter at second, is playing first today. As that is an E4 on Stott, not getting it where it needed to be at second. Now McCarthy, bouncer back to the pitcher. Turner back to first, and you still couldn't throw him out. That's nuts. He's that damn fast, and it's a big reason why we signed him, even if that wasn't a base hit. Berry tries to get a second hit and a first RBI, and is not going to be successful, bouncing it short to first. Gallen goes back out there for the 5th. Punches out JT Realmuto with a 4-seamer. Getting up to 95, though. That is a pitch he's used 50% of the time. Damn, bro. I like that he's mixing some of the other pitches. Don't want to get too fastball reliant as Brandon Marsh smacks at the straightaway center. And, he says, listen, my fastball's doing just fine. It's more about locating it than velocity, at least at this point. Thomas, slap it on left field, diving attempt. No, he was safe as a matter of fact, and as there is no catch. Victor Scott, bouncer in the infield to Stott. Stott goes to Turner. Turner not even going to bother throwing it, as you can't get Scott out either. Turn 2, Gorman. Swing and a miss on the inside sinker, a pitch he probably should have laid off. And that'll end the 5th. Still can't get a runner to third quite yet. As Gallen creeping up on 80 pitches and giving up a hard hit up the middle. And it's going to roll way past Alec Thomas, who is in center field today. Had that been Scott, might have been able to cut it off. This might have been just a single, but Phillies with another chance to get a run. Turner rolls it up the middle. Thomas is going to have to come up throwing. Coming around from third, and the Phillies put a second run on the board. Jump ahead, Bryson Stott takes a strike and allows Turner to steal. This is why I call him the most annoying man in the show history. I have never had him not steal a base runner. Trey Turner is my kryptonite. Bryson Stott saying, hey, you got to worry about me too. He will eventually drive Turner in from second, making it 3-0. Runner now taking off again. The throw. Pius not able to get it there. That is a deficiency we have defensively. I'm going to call for a mound visit, give our relievers some time to warm up. But that is the end of opening day start, which, I mean, could have been worse. We call on John Schreiber. He did pitch in 73 games last year, 74 innings. Real Muto hits this one hard and high to left field, but Scott the second is right there to make the play. Won't be a run from one of the better hitting catches of the last decade. Herrera gets on to start the sixth, and we really need to start getting some runs. Starts with one hit. Let's see if we can get another. Lynn pulls this one down the left field line. Just foul. Bouncing into the corner. Missing a home run by about 15 feet. And unfortunately, going to roll it to Wing.
You're out.
Turner stopped Harper is the fielder's choice, not a double play. Couldn't get it there in time. And Tagazi unfortunately strikes out on a nasty slider from Christopher Sanchez. Remember, this team was in the NLCS last year. They still have a lot of their starters from last year. The only one they don't have is Jesus Sanchez. I thought that he would have came back following the trade, but he decided to hit from agency.
Number 59.
And here is Yohan Duran, who was traded for back in the 2024-25 offseason and has pitched very well for the Phillies to the team. 36 saves as he pumps 100 to Mason Wynn and then tops off the strike zone with a curveball, but Realmuto doesn't agree with the call. We take a look at the replay and it just grazes the zone, and that is all it takes. Just a millimeter of the zone and it will count, but we are able to adjust as Duran tries to sneak another curveball by his first base hit here in the ninth inning as we look to make a late rally. And instead, we're going to go from Seguzi to Burson as he does play first base. 18 homers last year, 61 RBI, so he's one of our better players. But I think we know where his ceiling is as he takes this one to left field, but unfortunately it's going to find the glove. I was really hoping that would be a gap shot. Could have sent that runner to third. Call on McCarthy. Swings, hits it to Turner, bounces off his glove, and a secondary dive attempt by Turner is not going to be successful. Both runners are going to be safe. Hell of an effort from a potential future Hall of Famer. Speaking of Hall of Fame, Barry starting his career. Got a long way to go before we ever even start thinking Hall of Fame. We are just looking for him to have an opening day miracle, maybe hit a 3-run homer for us, sir. We would love it. We would love it. I wish there were 3 runners on so we could be a grand slam. Takes the curveball on the outside half from Duran. Does let the shift gears. And he's going to throw Barry a 95-mile-an-hour splitter, which literally splits my mind to even think about it. The splitter is usually like low 90s at best, but Duran able to ramp it way up there. Throws in another one, just going to be fouled off and be a souvenir for someone here on this packed opening day here in Busch Stadium. 1-2 pitch is going to be fouled off again as he throws in a 93-mile-an-hour splitter. Barry facing one of the most just dangerous relievers in the game and takes a splitter now lower in the zone. Misses completely. And 2-2 fouls off a splitter he really could have laid off. Gets another opportunity. I think about 8 pitches against AB. 15th pitch from Duran. Misses on the outside for the curveball. Trying to really get him to beat something into the ground. Now 8 pitches in this at bat. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Ramps it up to 100 miles an hour. Setting Barry down. We call on Alec Thomas. Does have it hit early in the ballgame. Bounces a splitter foul. Confirm to get yet another. Thomas not known for his power, but did have a 713 OPS last season. I'd gladly take you starting your OPS journey at least a 250 this year, unless you hit one over the fence. 0-2. And he's going to slap it in the left field. Bounces down, and the bases are going to be loaded. Number 9 batter coming to the dish with an opportunity to send this Busch crowd home happy. I'll just take a bases clearing double right about now, as Duran is going to be pulled in exchange for Brad Keller, the former starter turned reliever the last several years. 2.96 ERA, 11-2 record for what it's worth for a reliever. 20 holds, which is the bigger stat for a reliever. You want them to come in, keep the lead, and not squander things so that you can get to your closer. But the closer was already in here and was already in trouble as, oh man, strike number 2. Victor Scott not agreeing with the call. Take a look, and it does not graze the zone. They're very close, turning an 0-2 count to 1-1. Looking for Scott to plop one down, hopefully in the gap. Sweeper, oh, maybe he was looking for something harder, got out in front of it. 2-2, and Keller gets a fastball fouled off. Listen, Scott is not the one I really want here in this situation. Is more than a drive out the left field, but not exactly the power threat we would like in this situation. And the Phillies start off their season 1-0. We started off 0-1 for the 4th consecutive season. Sanchez, 8 strikeouts and about 5 hits. Now, Alek Thomas, as you saw, was wearing number 5, which is disrespectful to a future retired number. And come to realize I gave him an even more wrong number as well. Can't give him 4, can't give him 5, can't give him 6. I could actually give him 7, but we're not doing that stupid joke. I don't even know what the hell 6-7 means. I'm too unk to understand. As Quinn Matthews, we take a look in the minors, is starting the AAA opening day against a former Major Leaguer. Wilmer Flores gives up a base hit and takes some shrapnel for good measure. Infield fly rule gets the first out of the bottom of the first. I am disappointed that he is even in this situation to start the season, but I guess it's a little rough. The bounce to the third, the second to first. And we get the double play to end the bases loaded jump. Now, in future iterations of the episodes, I will have the names underneath the players. I didn't realize that was a setting until I saw Mr. Hurricanes opening franchise episode of the Twin Series, as Quinn Matthews is going to give up a double, as Rincones Jr. is going to score that run up from first, giving the Lehigh Valley Pigs a run on the board. As Robert Moore hits it over the second baseman, Tommy Troy's head. And that'll leave runners at the corners for Dante Nori. And bounces up the middle. Matthews can't backhead and rolls past Tommy Troy for a base hit and a run. As Jonah Bride comes up with an opportunity to give them even more runs. This is going to be a sac fly to center. Runner from second smartly tags. They'll be at third. Matthews now in another runner in scoring position situation. And he's going to get another sacrifice fly to Anthony Siegler. As runner from third is going to tag. That's going to give Lehigh a third run now. We jump ahead to our top of the third is Leonardo Bernal. A catcher prospect hits this one to right field. As I clearly don't know my damn fielding positions, though I played right field. And Bernal will roll one in the right field for a base hit, and the base is loaded as facing Moises Chassé. Cesar Prieto did spend some time in the majors last year. Unfortunately, strikes out on a really slow changeup. Blaze Jordan, 0-2, bases loaded, and the pitch gets past him. He's waving the runner at third on, but he's not going to attempt to score. And they're going to do it again as Chassé cannot seem to get the grip on his sweeper. A third time, just score already. We could have had 3 runs by now. The throw is offline at the plate. We really could have had the lead at this point. 3-2 offering. Sweeper hit high. Deep to right field, but it's going to be caught. And a squandered opportunity on 3 different occasions, though. We got one. And we end up losing the AAA opener. It's 9-6. 7 runs by the Iron Pigs in the first 3 innings. Ledbetter did give us 2 runs. So did Prieto. A struggle day from both. Well, Heather Holt went 1 for 5. Tommy Troy went 0 for 5. Now we face the Phillies against Zach Wheeler. Swing and a miss at a nasty sweeper. Wheeler, last year's Cy Young Award winner. Nolan Gorman does have a hit. A single might get us at least 2, and the sweeper bounced in front of the mound. Wheeler gets it over to first in time. Now in the bases loaded jam. Jump ahead to the bottom of the 7th, now down 5. Again, just looking to get another run as Herrera, our most clutch hitter, unfortunately will pop this one up, and Bryce Harper will have a routine play. Jump ahead to the bottom of the 9th. Gorman, unfortunately, will punch out. We start the regular season 0-2 against a National League contender. Schwarber drops 2 more Schwarbombs on ahead to give him a season of 3. He was projected to finish around 40, which I think is even low for him, but a good season nonetheless in the power department. All right, we face former NL team in the Astros, and two-seam on the outside corner as you see Hader surpass Bob Wickman in the saves leader list. He's got a long way to catch a guy like Mariano Rivera, as Pages will unfortunately fly out to left field. Now Thomas Segazy facing Hader and takes a slider on the high outside corner. He does not agree as they go to the replay, and it's a stitch. All it takes is a stitch. Strike 3. Fortunately, we got to go back to the bench, young man. Next is Victor Scott. Why does Victor Scott end up in these situations? I would love it to be a Mason Wynn or Gorman. Anybody who's more capable offensively takes the slider low in the zone. I don't know, maybe Scott figures it out offensively to some extent. He'd still be a bottom of the lineup guy, two-seamer low in the zone. Speaking of a guy who needs to figure it out, it is Jordan Walker in the on-deck circle. If Scott can get on successfully. And two-seamer catches the zone for strike 2. Now 3-2. Hader looking to pick up save 269. Not going to get it quite yet. So we'll have to face another batter. No, actually, he will not face another batter. As Brian King comes out of the pen to get or finish off the save. I guess that's so weird. I've never seen, or haven't seen too often, where I believe Hader would still be credited with the save. And Walker swings and misses upstairs on the fastball. I get trying to hit it the other way, just not successful. Gotta hit for contact and not power, though the power is falling off for him. Liner right at Correa. The Astros pick up the victory. We jump out to an 0-5 season. So far, we are struggling to get any wins or any runs for that matter. Loperfido hits it in the left field. It's bobbled. And the Astros get a run. Taking advantage as this is not the same as Trash Cans. Pages is looking for a challenge and a circle change as Gallen just grazes the corner. Instead of 3-0, it's now 2-1. Bania hits this over second into right field. Walker comes up throwing to the, cutoff, man. Run will score anyway. It's 2-0 in the 5th. Down 91-92 pitches now. Knuckle curve hit to win. Here, toss it to first to get the out in the 5th inning. I'm assuming Gallen's done at this point. Now Zach Thompson comes in the 5th. Bases loaded. 0-2 count. Loperfido. Bouncer to second. And not going to be an issue despite the bases being juiced. Now Pages facing Sonny Gray, former Cardinal, hits this down the right field line foul. Gray, for some reason, was traded near the deadline last year, despite having a no trade clause. I guess he didn't like his time in Boston. And was okay with getting moved. Pages gets on And represents the time run. Sagazy, unfortunately, swings and misses at a nasty sweeper on the inside half of the zone. And what do you know? We asked Victor Scott to try to come up clutch again, and unfortunately he's not going to be able to do though. What a nasty circle change from Kane. Hader looking to pick up yet another save in his career will strike out Pajes. What a disgusting slider. Sagazy. 0-2. Hader, the pitch is a slider. Oh my goodness. Just nasty stuff from the guy, continuing to do it at a high level as we face the White Sox, a team that was pretty terrible last year in their own right. Gorman hits this to left field. It is a long ball. As what I feel like is the first time this season we have finally gotten the lead. We are in like the 8th game of this season. We have not had a single lead. This might be another disaster year. We'll see. Gorman, his 3rd long ball. We are hoping for a ton more. As Tim Elko facing Matthew Liberatore. Swings and misses on the 12-6 curveball to end the 4th.
Up next for the Cardinals.
Jump ahead. We still had the lead. And Gorman looking to hit a 3rd home run this game. 3-2 count. Swings and whips at a sweeper. And unless the White Sox tie it at some point, might not see him up again, and we do not. We do pick up our first victory of the season. It only takes, what, 7 games into the season? It's all right. As far as scouting is concerned, I'm going to look at, the corner outfield and some starting pitching because I feel like we need more in the organization. Rory Edmonds, oh my God. I wish they would tell us when we need to replace our coaches. We need to replace our scouts. So we're going to look at someone else. Though I do like Edmonds' efficiency. We are going to, I believe, sign Rob Nesbitt. Much better with position players and pitching, and significantly better with efficiency. We're going to mainly look at outfield, and in the next episode, we will see more from this Cardinals franchise. Maybe a little more minor league as we continue. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my live series, Co-Ed Franchise, if you hit the notification bell.